right, so we'll get started in our practice in our easy pose, whatever that is for you. Hands gently laying on the lap. Lift your spine nice and tall. Draw your shoulders back and down. If it's comfortable, close your eyes. If not, take a soft gaze at the ground. We'll just take a moment here, starting to get a sense of feeling the earth beneath you, the space around you. Just starting to be cognizant of the qualities of your breath. Start to feel muscles in the face relax down. Relax down your arms and hands. Soften the upper part of the chest. Soften the stomach muscles, the hips. Your next breath in, see if you can expand the belly like a balloon. Exhaling, hugging the belly button in towards the spine. Take a full breath in, expand the belly. Exhale to contract. So you inhale, make that connection, visualizing the lungs filling up the space of the rib cage. As you exhale, imagine the lungs emptying all the way out. Take a couple more of these deep diaphragmatic breaths. And again, just coming back to the subtle body, noticing anything. Maybe a little bit of tension releases on the exhale, anything you're holding on to. We'll start to engage our Ujjayi breath. Your next exhale, creating this light whisper at the back of your throat, the same you use when you fog a mirror. Inhaling, recreate that same light constriction at the back of the throat. Having the lips sealed closed, this breath moving gently in and out of the nose. Tuning into the sound of this breath. When done correctly, it sounds like oceanic waves, in and out. And again, just tracking where this breath is going in the body. Noticing, even just moment by moment, any muscles re-engage. Just soften them with each exhale. Starting to notice where the mind goes as you're breathing. It's a helpful tool to count the breath, each inhalation, each exhalation. We're setting our practice today to bring this breath to the muscles, the blood, oxygen to the brain. Just remembering to keep this breath throughout the whole practice. If you like, with your eyes still closed, reach your arms out to the sides of the body, up to the sky, bringing the palms up together to touch. Exhale as you flip your palms down and float the arms to the sides. As you inhale, lengthening through the sides of the body, creating space for the diaphragm. As you exhale, releasing the arms down to the sides. Full breath in. Deep breath out. Take a full breath in, sweep the arms out and up. Interlace hands and flip your palms to face the ceiling. Just lengthening again through the sides of the body, keeping the spine long. Chin slightly parallel to the ground. Re-extend both arms up to the sky. Bend your right elbow and bring your hand right between your shoulder blades. Left hand to your right elbow. Draw the shoulder blades towards one another and feel that opening in the front of the body. Option to take the left arm back behind you and interlace the hands. Use a strap if the hands don't connect, or you can continue to keep the left hand on the right elbow. One more full round of breath. Inhale, both arms up to the sky. Exhale, bend your left elbow. Right hand comes to the left elbow. You can stay right here, just lifting up nice and tall. Or bringing that right arm back behind, interlacing the hands. We'll take an inhale, reach both arms back up. Exhale, open the arms out to the sides. Full breath in. Exhale, interlace hands behind the back. Use a strap if needed here to bring the hands together. And if you have your strap, you can take your hands away from your tailbone and maybe even away from each other, feeling an even deeper stretch in the front body. Breathing, imagine softening the collarbones, the throat. On your exhale, release the strap. Open the arms out, take another inhale. Exhale, right arm on top of your left, giving yourself a big hug. Or eagle arms here, palms together to touch. Inhale, open your arms out. Exhale, left arm on top of right, hands can come to the back or palms together to touch. Inhale, open the arms out. Exhale, spinal twist, left hand, right knee, right fingertips behind. Lift up tall, inhale. Exhale, twist, looking towards the right. Take an inhale, open the arms up. Exhale, spinal twist to the left. Right hand to left knee, left fingertips behind. Lengthen on your inhale. Draw the core and twist on your exhale. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, release, coming into tabletop position. Shoulders right over your wrists. Tuck your back toes. Take a moment here to hug in the core, the rib cage, the belly, keeping this low back nice and strong as you reach the crown of the head forward and the tailbone back. Take an inhale, start to soften the belly down to the ground, lifting the tailbone up. The sits bones will separate. Exhale, cat pose, rounding the spine and exaggerating, creating a little bit of space in between each vertebra. Inhale, soften the belly down, draw the backs of the shoulder blades in towards the spine. Exhale, you draw the navel in towards the spine, chin in towards the chest. Inhale, lower the belly, slight gaze forward or maybe up. Exhale, drawing the gaze in towards the belly, tucking under the tailbone. Continue a few more of these on your own. Inhaling, softening the belly down. Exhaling to curl and round. Maybe even closing your eyes and getting into that moment. Breath and body moving together. And allowing the mind to focus in on the sound, maybe the count of the breath. We'll take one more round each way. Your exhale will return to a neutral spine. And keeping that low back engaged, so not just letting it dip down like we do in cow, just really holding it in. And then we'll take a balancing tabletop, reach your right arm out in front of you, kick your left leg back. Foot can stay on the ground or lift the toes off of the ground, heel up towards the ceiling as you squeeze that left glute muscle. Inhale as you reach. Exhale, contract, drawing the knee and elbow to the midline of the body. Inhale, extend the fingertips and toes opposite directions. Exhale, hug in the core, bringing the knee and elbow in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, once again, drawing it in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, back to tabletop. Extend your left arm out in front of you, squeezing those back muscles. Right leg kicks back, and you can either stay here, still working on squeezing that glute, or reaching the toes off of the ground, heel up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, hug it all in. As you inhale and extend, keeping that low back strong, again, core is pulled in. As you exhale, knee to elbow. One more, inhale, reach. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, return tabletop. Come into a puppy dog pose, so you can walk the knees back just a little bit here and walk your hands out in front. Take a deep breath in as you lengthen the spine, the sides of the body. As you exhale, start to melt the heart down towards the mat. Coming to the forehead here. Maybe you're just coming to the chin. Keeping the glutes lifted to the sky. If it's more comfortable, you can always come into child's pose, bringing the glutes onto the heels. Taking a few moments in your variation to breathe here. On your inhale, come all the way back, tabletop position. Walk your hands right underneath the shoulders. Tuck your toes, lift your knees. Coming into downward facing dog, feet separate hip distance apart. And then from here, if that feels good, start to pedal out the feet. One heel down as you bend the opposite knee. Going from side to side. That feels good to shake the head back and forth. Just imagine here still lengthening the spine, sides of the body, lifting that tailbone up. Taking a sits bones back. We'll take an inhale, look at the top of your mat. Exhale, step your feet just behind your wrists. Keep your knees bent, forward fold. If that feels good, you can hold on to opposite elbows and just sway from side to side. Slowly come back to neutral. Release fingertips down to the ground. Heel toe your feet together to touch. Micro bend in the knees and inhale as you roll all the way to stand. Crown of the head lifts to the ceiling, shoulders back and down. Press your palms to your heart. Inhale, reach your arms in front of you and up to the sky. Exhale, bend your knees and fold forward. Step your right foot back, low lunge. Inhale. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, lower knees, bend the elbows, chest, chin to the mat. Inhale, cobra, slide to the belly, active back. Exhale, knees, downward facing dog. Left foot top of the mat, right knee down. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, stepping to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, reach arms forward and up. Exhale, your hands back to your heart. Inhale, arms forward and up. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Step your left foot to the back of the mat. Low lunge, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra, active back. Exhale, knees, downward facing dog. Right leg top of the mat, left knee down, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, forward fold. Right leg back. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. As you exhale, option to come through knees or just straight into downward facing dog. Step your left foot top of the mat. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, forward fold. Left leg back. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Right leg forward, left knee down. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, forward and up. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, forward fold. Right leg back. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, forward. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Left leg forward, right knee down. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, forward fold. Left leg back. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Right leg forward. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, heart center. Coming into mountain pose, arms released to the sides of the body. Lift up tall through the crown of the head, shoulders back and down. Big toes touch, slight space between the heels. Option to look down at the ground or close the eyes here. Begin to shift your weight forward into the fronts of your toes. Back into your heels. Find the center of your feet. Shift slightly to the left edge of the foot, the right, and return back to center. Centering the whole body weight over the feet, press into the feet. Engage your legs, glutes, abdomen, chest and back muscles. Engage your arms as you reach your fingertips energetically to the ground. Whole body is active and engaged, while keeping the breath long and deep. One more full inhale. Exhale, press your palms to your heart, open your eyes. Inhale, reach the arms out to the sides, up to the sky. Exhale, bend your knees and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Reach for your blocks and have them at the top of the mat. As you exhale, plant the palms and come back to plank. For Chaturanga Dandasana here, I have the blocks right here. So this is a good gauge. When I go down halfway, the tops of my shoulders should just touch the blocks before coming into upward facing dog. So reaching long with the spine, sternum forward and up. As you exhale, downward facing dog. So if you didn't have the blocks for that first Chaturanga Dandasana, you can grab them for the second. And it's just a good gauge for where you stop before coming into up dog, using the strength of the triceps and the back. And take another full round of breath here. Inhale, reach the right leg up and back. Exhale, low lunge. Step your right foot to the top of the mat and gently lower the left knee down. Use a blanket if needed underneath that left knee. Bringing the hands either to the hips for a moment here. Bringing that right knee right over the ankle. Tucking under the tailbone so you start to feel an opening in the left hip flexor. And sweeping the arms forward and up. Take a few deep breaths here. Making sure the bottom of the rib cage isn't splaying out. You're just drawing that down, hugging in the core. We're going to take the right hand. If you don't have a block for the outside of the right thigh, then take your right hand to the top of the right thigh. Lengthen through the left side of the body on an inhale. As you exhale, just start to sweep the left fingertips over towards the right, creating a little bit more openness in the psoas, the hip flexor, the sides of the body. We'll take another inhale. Exhale, coming into half splits. Use the blocks either side of the right leg. Straighten your right leg. Flex the toes in towards the shin. And just like we do in our cow pose, we'll start to feel the sits bones shifting back, the tailbone, Keeping that right quadricep engaged here. Make sure that that left thigh is still working here so we're not sitting down onto the left heel or out to the left side towards the hip. Keeping the back engaged. One more deep breath in. Exhale, lizard lunge. Bend your right knee. Bring your block to the inside of the right foot and heel toe that right foot to the top corner of the mat here. Start to slide the left toes towards the back edge of the mat. And if you have your block here, you can place the hands on the block, just bringing the shoulders right over the wrists. Keeping that strength in the back, maybe even lifting up. Sinking a little deeper into that hip opener. So starting to soften the top of the left quadricep towards the mat. We're just taking our time, allowing that space to soften. These are muscles you may contract all day. We'll take one more full breath here. Placing the block to the top of the mat. Come into tabletop by bringing both knees together. Moving into downward facing dog. Knees off of the mat, hips up and back. Starting to keep either a bend to the knees or maybe you're starting to work those heels down. Keeping this triangle shape of the body here. Tailbone is the top point. Long through the sides of the rib cage and the legs. Take an inhale, send your left leg up and back. Exhale, low lunge. Step your foot to the top of the mat. Gently lower your right knee down. Taking your time to set up here. Stacking left knee right over the ankle. Strong in the core, tucking under the tailbone. Arms forward and out. Finding that focal point as you breathe deeply here. If you have a block for the outside of the left thigh, if not, left hand comes right on top of the left thigh. Inhale, reach through the right side of the body. Exhale, so right fingertips sweep over towards the left. If you have the block, and maybe this is just a little too deep to still use the block, certainly bring the hand to the thigh. Gain a little bit more control here over how far you go over towards the left. One more inhale. Exhale, half splits, using the blocks either side of your left leg to straighten your left leg. Bring the toes in towards the top of the shin. Take the sits bones and the tailbone back. Lengthen the spine, engage the back muscles. Inhale. As you exhale, you can stay upright here, or maybe you're starting to fold the heart towards the top of the left thigh. Staying strong in that right thigh here. Neutral back of the neck, so you're maybe looking straight down, maybe even drawing the chin in a little bit. One more inhale. Exhale, place the left foot down, lizard lunge. Block can come to the inside of the left foot. Heel toe the left foot to the edge of the mat. Slide the right toes back as much as you can. If you have that block, just bringing the shoulders right over the wrists. Keeping the back engaged, maybe a slight up dog in the upper body here. Feeling the top of the right quadricep lowering softly down towards the mat. Feeling an even deeper stretch in that psoas. One more full breath in. As you exhale, coming into tabletop position and transitioning into downward facing dog. Lifting the tailbone up. Top of the hip flexor is now coming towards the top of the thighs. We'll take an inhale, reach your right leg up and back. Exhale, warrior one. Right foot top of the mat. Take your left heel down, and again, taking your time to get set up here. Walking the left toes in on a slight angle. Left leg is straight. You can still see your right toes and sweep the arms forward and up. Back is strong, core engaged. Take an inhale as you reach the fingertips up. Exhale, open the arms out like a big T. Inhale, arms forward and up. Exhale, open the arms out. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, out. Pause here. Another deep breath in. Exhale, interlace hands behind the back. Either staying nice and tall here, or if you like, take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, fold forward for humble warrior. Either variation, continue your breath here. Once your head is below the heart, just be cognizant. Notice anything here. If you need to, just coming back into warrior one with arms lifted overhead. Okay, taking just another full round of breath. Keep that bend in the front leg. As you inhale, sweep your arms forward and up. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips, bend into both knees. We're going to step to the top of the mat, big toes together to touch. Take a seat in your chair pose here. Glutes past the heels, arms forward and up. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, sweep the arms to the back. Arms forward, deep breath in. Exhale, sweep them back. One more inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway, palms to the shins. Lengthen the spine, tops of the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, coming into your Chaturanga Dandasana. Stepping or jumping back to plank. Lowering halfway. Taking any amount of time that you like in your up dog. Always an option to do knees, chest, chin, or child's pose in lieu of a down dog. Inhale, send your left leg up and back. Exhale, warrior one. Step your left foot to the top of the mat. Bring your right heel down, hands to your hips to take a moment here. Right toes are on a slight angle. Sweeping the arms forward and up. Making sure you can still see your left toes. Back leg is straight and strong. Take an inhale as you reach fingertips up. Exhale, open them out to the sides. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, out. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, out. Pause here, inhale. Exhale, interlace the hands behind the back. Option to just stay here, work on bringing the backs of the shoulder blades together. Or option on your inhale, lift a little taller. Your exhale, moving into humble warrior. Continue to breathe in either variation. Keeping that structure, the warrior one in the legs. Nice bend to the left knee. On your next inhale, reach your arms in front of you up to the sky. Exhale your hands to your hips, bend both knees, step the right foot to the top of the mat, big step up. Coming into chair, big toes touch, sitting into your chair. Sweep your arms forward and up, reach tall with the fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, sweep the fingertips back. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, your choice here. Taking a vinyasa to move through each pose. We'll take an inhale, reach the right leg up and back. Exhale, high lunge. Right foot top of the mat. Left leg stays straight. Sweep the arms forward and up. Staying up onto the big toe. And take a deep breath in, reach up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart, hinging forward. Left hand can come to the ground, use a block if needed. Right hand to the hip, and maybe even sweeping the right fingertips up to the sky. If you like the variation where you bring the left elbow to the outside of the right knee, bring the palms together to touch. Lengthen in the spine, the sides of the body, and twisting from the core to open the heart towards the wall. Take another round of breath. Inhale, return, sweeping the arms forward and up. Exhale, hands to the heart as we move into warrior three. Keeping that bend in the right knee, starting to tap that left toe in a little closer, and then just tapping the toe on and off of the mat. If you're more comfortable, you can use your blocks down to frame your foot. If your hands are at your heart and you'd like to try sweeping the fingertips towards the back of the room, or maybe even eventually bringing the arms in front of you. If you like this variation, you can play with half splits, bringing that left foot up to the sky, heart towards the top of the right thigh. Taking your variation, take one more full breath. Bend deeply into your right knee, gently return the left toes to the ground, high lunge. One more inhale. Exhale, frame your right foot and take your vinyasa here. Inhale, reach left leg up and back. Exhale, high lunge. Back leg is straight. Sink a little deeper into that left knee. Arms forward and up. Take one more inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Hinge forward. Right hand can come to the block on the inside of the left foot. Left hand can stay onto your hip. Or sweeping the arm up to the sky. Also option to take the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Lengthening really long through the spine, sides of the body. And as you exhale, you're rotating that left rib cage forward and up. And take another full round of breath here. Inhale, arms forward and up, coming back to high lunge. Exhale your hands at your heart and stepping into warrior three. So again, you can take a couple steps to get that weight into the left foot, bringing the right toes closer in, and then starting to tap the toe until you're comfortable having the foot lifted. Hands can stay at your heart, behind you, or out in front. And also an option for that standing splits, fingertips to the ground, reaching that right toe up to the sky. One more deep breath in. And exhale, coming into your high lunge. Deep breath in. Exhale, coming into your vinyasa. Couple deep rounds of breath here, just starting to slow down the rate of the heart. One more inhale. Exhale, lower one knee at a time. Coming to stand on the knees. You can come onto a blanket or even have a blanket underneath the tops of the shins, so right between the ankle and the ground for camel pose. And if you're using the blanket for the feet and you need one for your knees, you can fold over the top of your yoga mat for underneath the knees. So we're going to start off with the hips over the knees, keeping that tuck of the tailbone that we've been practicing, lifting up tall through the spine and bringing the fingertips to the sacrum. So the fingertips are facing down. You're drawing the shoulder blades towards each other, starting to bring those elbows in. So keeping the length in the spine, start to draw the hip bones forward, and you're finding a little bit of a back bend here. If you're comfortable, stay right here, or maybe you start to work your hands to the backs of the hamstrings. Keeping that nice length in the spine. If you'd like to move on, you can always bring the hands to the backs of the heels, shoulder blades towards one another. Continuing to breathe here. One more full breath. And starting slowly to walk the hands back of the hamstrings to the sacrum. And coming gently into tabletop position. Hands right in front of you. And we'll lift the knees off of the mat, coming into downward facing dog. Take just a couple breaths here. Inhale, reach your right leg up and back. Exhale, half pigeon. Bend your right knee. Sweep it to the top of the mat. And extend the left leg back behind you. Use a blanket if needed, right here between the thigh and the ground. And if the right glute is off of the mat too much, you can always place a block or a blanket there. Take an inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold over, using one fist on top of the other for the forehead. If you like, you can even just bring your forehead down to the ground or your blanket as you extend the arms out in front of you. See if you can make sure that the front of the left hip bone faces the mat, keeping a long spine. One more full deep breath. Inhale, come all the way back up to your palms. Step your right foot back, downward facing dog, and just pedal out the feet. We'll take an inhale, send your right leg up and back. Exhale, bend your right knee to open up that right hip bone. The option to come into wild thing, placing the right foot down to the mat. Right knee is bent, left leg is straight, and reaching the right fingertips overhead. One more inhale. Exhale, returning back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, half pigeon, bend the left knee. Scoot the right toes back. Front of the right hip bone faces the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. One more deep breath. As you inhale, come all the way back up to the palms. Step your left foot back, downward facing dog. Pedaling the feet. And inhale, send your left leg up and back. Exhale to bend the left knee. Option to stay right here. Or coming into that wild thing, left knee comes down, foot comes down, reaching the left fingertip overhead, right leg is straight. Take another full inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Gently lower down to your knees. One side of the hip as you come all the way way to the seat. Coming into bridge pose, so if you need a block for your bridge pose, bring that right next to you. Lower all the way down to the ground. Knees right over the ankles. Taking a moment to scoop under the tailbone, feel the small of the low back onto the ground. On your inhale, pressing the hips up to the sky, using a block if needed right underneath the sacrum area. Or if you don't need a block, interlace your hands, work the shoulder blades under you, and start to draw the knuckles towards the backs of the heels. Keeping the inner thighs working so you keep those knees right directly over the ankles. Keep breathing here. Maybe feel a little bit more space in the collarbones and the throat to breathe. One more full breath in. Exhale, gently lower down. Supine bound ankle, bring the soles of your feet together to touch. Knees out wide. Use the blocks if needed to support under the legs. Bring your hands to your belly for a moment. Start to connect back to the breath. Deep breath in, expanding the belly. Full breath out, emptying the breath. Doing this a few more times, making that connection. If that feels even better, you can reach the arms up overhead. Maybe bending both elbows, holding on to the opposite elbows. Avoid arching the low back here. See if you can still draw the low back down towards the mat. Take an inhale as you bring your hands to the outsides of the knees, bring them in towards the midline of the body. And maybe that feels good to just rock from side to side. Create big circles with the knees. If you took to circles, go the opposite direction. As you inhale, hug the knees in. Exhale, spinal twist. Draw the knees over to the right and all the way down. Either big hug with your left arm or opening the left arm out like a big T, allowing the back of the shoulder blade to come all the way down. As you take an inhale, draw your knees back into the midline of the body. Exhale, knees over to the left, either big hug with the right arm or opening the right arm out like a big T. You inhale, hug your knees back to the midline of your body. Exhale to send the soles of your feet down to the ground. That feels good to extend the legs all the way out. Maybe you'd like to use a blanket underneath the low back, the neck, or the knees. Making your way into the most comfortable final relaxation pose. Start to soften the space between your eyebrows. Relax down your jaw. Relax the tops of the collarbones, the chest, right arm, and right hand. Left arm and left hand. Soften the upper back, middle of the back, the lower back. Soften your stomach muscles, letting your breath flow naturally. Relax your hips, your right leg, right foot. Relax your left leg and left foot. Beginning to relax your whole body. Begin to bring awareness back to your body. Start to deepen your breath. Movement to your fingers and toes. Reach your arms overhead for a stretch. Pulling around your wrists and ankles. Hug your knees to the midline of your body. Coming to one side in a fetal position. Breathing. Giving yourself gratitude for coming to your mat today. When you're ready, coming to a seated position. Taking a full breath in, and deep breath out. Thank you all so much for coming to practice today. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.